me switch over to the webcam. It'll work. Come on. There it goes. All right. It's super weird trying to do this. And okay, today, what I want to share or show is a double chamber light box. This is not one light box. This is actually two light boxes. So I'm going to show how I did this two light box. And I have a string hanging from this. I'll show you why in a bit. But yeah, this is two lights in one. I can go ahead and crack it open. So we have the outside light box, and then you can see I have a box right here on both sides. So inner, and then also you can see I have LEDs on the outside of the arrow, and I have LEDs on the inside of the arrow. So the LEDs on the inside is going to light up the girls, and the outside is going to light up the arrow. Okay, so with that said, let me switch to my computer screen. And I know we have all likely seen these signs before, whether it be in movies or hanging outside of bars or whatever. I thought it would be cool to make a strobing light, and my cat just jumped up on the disc. A strobing light similar to a real life light box. So I'll show you how I went about this. I designed my very own sign. So I did this in Affinity Designer. Made this whole design myself. That way I'm not bound to any commercial or licensing, et cetera, et cetera. So I just created my own. A lot of people have mentioned usually the girls signs has girls 3 times, but from what I've noticed, the girls signs are 3 words stacked on top of each other, and the girls with the arrow signs are just 2, one going vertical and one going horizontal. Okay, so from there, just like any other light box, I made the initial light box in Fusion 360 with the edge glow, of course. And then from there, I knew I wanted to separate the girls from the arrow. So in order to do that, obviously I needed 2 chambers for the LEDs. And in order to have 2 chambers for the LEDs, I have to do some kind of lighting block behind this section. That way the light doesn't bleed into the arrow and vice versa. So by doing that, let me hide this and hide the arrows. Okay, so what I did with that, I can hide this one as well. So what I did with that is I created the original light box, which is nothing out of the ordinary, normal light box. This one is going to provide the arrow lighting. And then I made let me hide the box and turn the others back on and flip this thing around and show you. Let me turn off this edge glow. Okay, so this is the inner chamber, the inner box. So you can see this is going to block the lighting from going inside, as well as from the inside getting out. And obviously, I'm going to have a pass-through, so I made a little pass-through channel for the cables and LED strips to come through here. So what I did is I started from this bottom corner, and I made the LED strip go all the way around the perimeter on the outside, and then also all the way around the perimeter on the inside. And that way I could put both sets of LEDs on this one box without having to go back and forth between the 2 different boxes. So with all of the LEDs mounted on this, it was much easier to install it into the back box here. Okay. And then with that said, 2 boxes into 1. Okay, so normally on the back side, I will put a keyhole hanger like this to hang it on the wall. But obviously looking at, oh, wrong button. Looking at this, this is not going to hang level. So I had to figure out how am I going to make this hang level without the arrow pointing downwards like this, because all the weight is on one side. So what I did is I made a string hole. Let me zoom into this real quick so you can see what you're looking at. These little teeth marks right here. So what I did with that is made 2 little holes. That way I can tie a fishing string or wire or whatever, however you want to hang it. And that way it will hang level. Now let me put this in back together. So with the string, I can just hang it from a screw and I can put it at whatever tilt that I would like it at. So now I can put it on the screw back there and hang it straight, no problem. So that is how I decided to go about hanging this thing on the wall rather than a keyhole. If I did a keyhole, I would have to have 2. I would have to have 1 up here and then maybe 1 down here. That way, and then also I'd have to have 2 holes in the wall rather than just 1. So that's why I decided to go that route. Much easier, much simpler. Tie a fishing string on the inside, tie a knot, that way it doesn't pull out. Simple as that. Okay. And also, let's go to the slicer. Let me switch the scene over here. Go to the slicer. Okay, so this was 2, just like any, well, not just like the other light boxes, but I have the normal box that I have been printing with the edge glow. So it's only 2 color swaps on this one. And then on the inner box, which is the face down print for the front, you have the inner box with the front design. So pretty simple, nothing extraordinary there. Just a normal 2-part light box. Well, I say normal, it's 2 boxes in one. So we got about 3.5 hours on one, probably about 3.5 hours on the other. So it's not going to be much more, probably a couple hours more than a normal 4 hours and 20 minutes or 4 hours 15. So maybe 2 to 3 hours more than a normal light box. And that's obviously just due to the extra box. But other than that, nothing too crazy. But I did want more of a challenge. So the next challenge, after all of the physical design stuff was in play, like I was saying, I wanted to make this strobe similar to a real life sign. So let me plug this dude in and I'll show you how I've programmed it. Okay. So this is just going to go through a playlist of different settings. Let me turn off my light and see if it helps any. All right, should be much better. So see, this is more of a rainbow chasing effect. Let me actually go to WLED and show you how I program this thing, and I can show you the different programs that are currently on it. We switch to the other screen here. Let's go to my, this is the WLED setup for this light box. Over here on the right side are my different programs that I've programmed for this specific light box. Right here, you can see segment 0 and segment 1. My segment 0, because I actually have two different strings of lights. I have one string of lights, segment 0, that are on the inside lighting up girls, girls. And then I have segment 1, which is the arrow going around. So each one of these I'm going to program separately. So you can see the checkbox on this one and not a checkbox on this one. This is whenever I want to program checkbox 1, I can go through here, find the effect, and then also on the far left side, find whatever colors I want to program this effect. So what I've done is went through and did a ton of these already. Let me show you what I've got. So this one is, I named this one Blink Sparkle. This actually has a, you can see it kind of like a flickering, a white flickering light, kind of like a flash, like a camera flash. I have the blue marquee, which is just a blue arrow and the girls lighting up. Let's see, I have a chase. This is the, you can barely see it because of the light, but what's happening is I have the green arrow, green coming down and flooding to the tip of the arrow. And this was actually very challenging to do because my LEDs start up here. So in order for me to get my LEDs to start lighting up, firing up here, I had to offset my LED number 1 all the way up here to like LED 13 or so. So it's actually starting at LED 13. It was a pain in the butt, but starting up here and then making its way down. And then once I figured out that top center LED, it was much easier to make some other cool features. This one is called Flow. Let's see, I have another one called Lighthouse. This one is actually really cool, how it's like a loading bar. I have the solid green and red, the theater version, which is kind of how I was wanting to do it. And then this one, the theater authentic is what I named it. But this is why I wanted to make this light box is the flashing girls, girls. And then you can't see it that well in this stream, but it's actually blinking going around. I will show you what it looks like right now. I have a video version of this. Let me pull it up. Let's see, there we go. Okay. So this video version, you can see the different, this is a little better at nighttime, but you can see how the LEDs are making their way around just like a marquee sign in real life would, and then the girls lighting up flashing. So this is how I wanted to originally make this light box. All the others are just some cool effects that I've done after making it. Let's see, I can show you a few. That one looks pretty good. Here's the loading bar. You can see how the red and the green are just loading all the way around. Pretty cool. I like that one. Let's see. I don't have these videos named. Maybe I can find the cooler ones. That one is super cool and flowy. And I want to find the sparkle one that has the flickering. That one is, I believe that one is the, I don't remember what that one is called. Oh, here's the flickering one. You can see the, it's kind of like camera flashes around it. This one was super cool. I like this one. I'll play that one again. But yeah, this thing looks super good at night. In the daytime, you can't see it as well because the filament is white. It's not like lit up colored filament. But whenever you make these effects, it's kind of a give or take kind of a situation because I wanted to get the full effect all the way around this. I don't want to be stuck with a single color of the text or a single color of the arrow. But looking at this on my disk, you can see it going around. And that's the effect that I was going for whenever I had this light box in mind, which is super cool in my opinion. But yep, this will be on my website for anyone's download. Anyone that is a supporter on my website will have access to this download. I'll have the configurations also from WLED in there, so you can download the configurations. You won't have to mess with all that. I'll have instructions on how I put the LEDs together, etc., etc. So it'll be super easy. Maybe not super easy, but it'll be easier. These 5-volt LEDs, yes, they are. These are just powered off of the USB-C cable that goes to the D1 Mini V3. And from the D1 Mini V3, it goes out to the 2 strips of LEDs. And that's it. Pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. And then anybody watching this outside of the Polymaker stream, I do these streams every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central. You can watch them live rather than later on. If you have any questions, you can ask those live. And then we will see you next week. And anyone still here, I will see you in the application hangout. Thanks for watching.